A $30 million wrongful death lawsuit has been lodged against the United States government on behalf of Ashli Babbitt and her husband. But first, I want to thank the sponsor of the video, and that's Lear Capital. Guys and gals, as many of you know, I am very particular as to who sponsors this show. And I want you to know that I choose Lear Capital because they're aligned with American values, and their priority is to help educate and inform us on how we can protect and preserve the wealth that we already have. They're standing by to answer all of your questions related to buying physical gold and silver that will ship directly to your door discreetly. You can go directly to their website, leargg.com, and see the current spot price for gold or silver, as well as what they have available for coins and or bars. So don't wait, do what I did, call and ask the questions that help decide what is right for you and your family. Lear helped me buy my gold and my silver, or my silver and my gold, and they answered all my questions. There is no obligation to purchase, so give them a call today at 1-800-260-5075, or just head over to the website, leargg.com. While you're there, you can ask Lear about gold-backed IRAs or 401ks, and how storage works if you don't want to take possession of your precious metals. That's right, give them a call, 1-800-260-5075, or head over to leargg.com. This has been brought by Judicial Watch. I got this press release yesterday. I know an attorney who works with Judicial Watch. They do some great work, guys and gals. Check them out. And I'm going to show you this press release. And I'm also going to tell you something that many of you don't know. And the reason I'm doing this and saying this is because today is January 6th. It's the anniversary of that day. And while a lot of things did happen that day, it was not what they say it was. I was there. I didn't go into the Capitol. I wasn't even on the Capitol grounds. I was down the other end, down the ellipse, watching the president speak. I wanted to actually see, I saw his first speech, and then I wanted to see his last speech during a kind of bookend his 4 years. And then I was also investigated. I never really came out and have said that for several reasons. My previous employer investigated me twice, as well as having me investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I was obviously cleared because I didn't go in the building. However, it was an odd feeling to be investigated by your federal government for doing absolutely nothing wrong, yet one of the people who did something terribly wrong was taken care of and not investigated. We're talking about the lieutenant who pulled the trigger that cost Ashli Babbitt her life. Ashli Babbitt, if you don't know, she was in the Capitol, in the stairwell, unarmed. And I'm going to read you this press release. There's some things in here from the lawsuit, and I think this is something that, if you're seeking truth and accountability, I think this is a good thing, this lawsuit. Let's jump into it. I'm going to minimize myself and put it on screen here for all of us. And you can see the Judicial Watch files $30 million wrongful death lawsuit against the U.S. government on behalf of Ashli Babbitt's husband and estate. Let's check this out. It says, Judicial Watch announced yesterday that it had filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the U.S. government on behalf of the family of Ashli Babbitt, the U.S. Air Force veteran who was shot and killed inside the U.S. Capitol by then Capitol Police Lieutenant Michael Byrd on January 6th of 2021. And there's a link to the lawsuit, which I will provide for you. The lawsuit includes claims against the U.S. government for wrongful death, assault and battery, and various negligence issues. Air Force veteran Ashli Babbitt was a 35-year-old resident of San Diego, California, where she owned and operated a successful pool business with her husband, Aaron. Ashli traveled alone from San Diego to Washington, D.C. to attend the Women for America First, also known as Save America rally, on January 6, 2021 at the Ellipse. As the lawsuit details, Ashli loved her country and wanted to show her support for President Trump's America First policies and to see and hear the president speak live while he remained in office. Ashli did not go to Washington as part of a group or for any unlawful or nefarious purpose. She was there to exercise what she believed were her God-given American liberties and freedoms. After the rally, Ashli, like a great many other patriotic Americans attending the rally, walked to the Capitol peacefully, a distance of approximately 1.5 miles. It took a while. I mean, there were over 1.5 million people there. It took us almost an hour to walk that distance just to get back to the train station, which is 2 blocks from the Capitol. So there was a lot of people there. 2 undercover Metropolitan Police Department officers followed close behind Ashli as she climbed the stairs to the West Terrace. Ashli entered the Capitol on the Senate side long after others had done so. Once inside, Ashli encountered a female Capitol police officer who directed her to walk south toward the House side. Ashli complied, walking alone through the Capitol and ultimately arriving at the hallway outside the main door to the House chamber, where demonstrators had gathered. From there, Ashli walked by herself east along the hallway outside the House chamber, then turned south, reaching the hallway outside the Speaker's lobby at the southeast corner of the Capitol. The shooting occurred at the east entrance to the Speaker's lobby. After demonstrators filled the hallway outside the lobby, 2 individuals in the crowded, tightly packed hallway struck and dislodged the glass panels in the lobby doors and the right door side light. Lieutenant Byrd, who is a U.S. Capitol Police commander and was the incident commander for the House on January 6, 2021, shot Ashli on sight as she raised herself up into the opening of the right door side light. Lieutenant Byrd later confessed that he shot Ashli before seeing her hands or assessing her intentions or even identifying her as a female. Ashli was unarmed. Her hands were up in the air, empty and in plain view of Lieutenant Byrd and other officers in the lobby. The facts speak the truth. Ashli was ambushed when she was shot by Lieutenant Byrd. Multiple witnesses at the scene yelled, "You just murdered her." Lieutenant Byrd was never charged or otherwise punished or disciplined for Ashli's homicide. The lawsuit further states, Lieutenant Byrd, who is a U.S. CP commander and was the incident commander for the House on January 6, 2021, shot Ashli as she raised herself up into the opening of the right door side light. Not one member of Congress was in the lobby, which was guarded by multiple armed police officers. Additional armed police officers were in the hallway outside the lobby and or on the adjoining stairway. In fact, they were literally 3-4 feet from where Ashli was shot in that stairwell. Ashli could not have seen Lieutenant Byrd, who was positioned far to Ashli's left and on the opposite side of the doors, near an opening to the retiring room, a distance of approximately 15 feet and an angle of approximately 160 degrees. So he was off to her left, behind her, and unable to be seen by her. Sergeant Timothy Lively, one of the armed officers guarding the lobby doors from the hallway, later told officials investigating the shooting, quote, "I saw him. There was no way that woman would have seen that," end quote. Lieutenant Byrd, who is not in uniform, did not identify himself as a police officer or otherwise make his presence known to Ashli. Lieutenant Byrd did not give Ashli any warnings or commands before shooting her dead. Ashli remained conscious for minutes or longer after being shot by Lieutenant Byrd. Ashli experienced extreme pain, suffering, mental anguish, and intense fear before slipping into pre-terminal unconsciousness. The autopsy report identified the cause of death as a, quote, gunshot wound to the left anterior shoulder, end quote, with an onset interval of minutes. The fact that Ashli was alive and conscious in extreme pain and suffering is documented in videos of the shooting. Furthermore, nothing about the wound track described in the autopsy report would be expected to result in immediate death or instantaneous loss of consciousness, and Ashli's lungs contain blood, further confirming that she was alive and breathing after being shot. Ashli was pronounced dead at Washington Hospital Center at 3:15 p.m. The medical examiner determined that the manner of death was homicide. The lawsuit argues that, based on prior incidents involving Lieutenant Byrd, the Capitol Police Board, and ultimately Congress as Lieutenant Byrd's employer, knew or should have known that Lieutenant Byrd was prone to behave in a dangerous or otherwise incompetent manner. Less than 2 years before January 6, 2021, on or about February 25, 2019, Lieutenant Byrd left his loaded Glock 22, the same firearm he used to shoot and kill Ashli Babbitt, in a bathroom in the Capitol Visitor Center, CVC complex. Lieutenant Byrd's loaded Glock was discovered during a routine security sweep later in the same day. Approximately 15,000 to 20,000 people pass through the CVC, which serves as the main entrance for visitors to the U.S. Capitol, daily during peak season, March through July. Lawmakers and staff charged with oversight of the USCP were not made aware of the incident until contacted by a reporter. Lieutenant Byrd's police powers had been revoked on more than one occasion prior to January 6, 2021. For failing to meet or complete semi-annual firearms qualification requirements. In fact, Lieutenant Byrd had a reputation among peers for not being a good shot. Under the U.S. Capitol Police's range management system, an officer who fails to meet firearm qualification requirements is given 1 week of remedial training. If the officer still fails to qualify after remedial training, police powers are then revoked until the officer qualifies. Lieutenant Byrd's police powers were also revoked for a prior off-duty shooting into a stolen, moving vehicle in which the occupants were teenagers or juveniles. The stolen vehicle was Lieutenant Byrd's car. Lieutenant Byrd fired multiple shots at the fleeing vehicle in a suburban area. Stray bullets from Lieutenant Byrd's firearm struck the sides of homes nearby. An official investigation found that Lieutenant Byrd's use of force was not justified. Yeah, the whole shooting the fleeing felon law that kind of plays into effect. All right, plaintiffs seek the full and just amount of $30 million plus costs and interest according to law, and any and all further relief to which plaintiffs may be justly entitled. The lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court, Southern District of California. That's because that's where they lived. The only homicide on January 6th was the unlawful shooting death of Ashli Babbitt. Her homicide by Lieutenant Byrd is a scandal beyond belief. This historic lawsuit seeks a measure of justice and government accountability for Ashli's wrongful death, said Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Judicial Watch and our supporters are honored to represent Ashli's steadfast widower, Aaron Babbitt, and her estate in this legal action. Ashli was shot in cold blood, and the rule of law requires justice for her. Judicial Watch is extensively investigating the events on January 6th. I'll have a link to this, and you can see that there are links embedded in this that you may want to actually check out for yourself. I have a lot of this stuff I've seen. It just kind of brought back some memories of seeing this stuff before, but man, they're doing their work here. They're definitely investigating this good. In October, and some of the links have interviews of witnesses of that shooting, so it's a good thing to check out. In October, Judicial Watch announced that it received the court-ordered declaration of James W. Joyce, senior counsel in the Office of the General Counsel for the Capitol Police, in which he describes emails among senior officials of the United States Capitol Police in January 2021 that show warnings of possible January 6 protests that could lead to serious disruptions at the U.S. Capitol. In September, it received records from the Executive Office of the United States Attorneys, a component of the Department of Justice, in a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit that detailed the extensive apparatus the Biden Justice Department set up to investigate and prosecute January 6th protesters. A previous review of records from that lawsuit highlighted the prosecution declination memorandum justifying the decision not to prosecute U.S. Capitol Police Lieutenant Michael Byrd for the shooting death of Ashli Babbitt. In January of 2023, documents from the Department of the Air Force Joint Base Andrews, Maryland, showed U.S. Capitol Police Lieutenant Michael Byrd was housed at taxpayer expense at Joint Base Andrews after he shot and killed U.S. Air Force veteran Ashli Babbitt inside the Capitol on January 6th of 2021. In November 2021, Judicial Watch released multiple audio, visual, and photo records from the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department about the shooting death of Ashli Babbitt on January 6th of 2021 in the U.S. Capitol building. The records included a cell phone video of the shooting and an audio of a brief police interview of the shooter, Byrd. In October 2021, U.S. Park Police records related to the January 6, 2021 demonstrations at the U.S. Capitol showed that on the day before the January 6th rally featuring President Trump, U.S. Park Police expected a large portion of the attendees to march to the U.S. Capitol, and that the FBI was monitoring the January 6th demonstrations, including travel to the events by subjects of interest. So there's a lot going on. Obviously, we all know that. Will the truth ever come out? There's a different story, but Judicial Watch is doing their best to seek vindication and justice for Ashli Babbitt and her husband. And it's, I figured I'd bring this to your attention on the anniversary, as somebody should be held accountable for that. If you or I did that, we'd be in prison, right? If we shot somebody who wasn't armed, wasn't an immediate threat, in fact, didn't even see us, we would be in trouble. So let's hope that this goes well. I will keep following this lawsuit, and a link is down below to this so that you can observe and investigate for yourself the other links. If you want to see some of the interviews and some of the other documents, it's it'll open your eyes. So just wanted to bring this to your attention. I hope you guys appreciate this. What I would appreciate is if you would double check your subscriptions. If you are subscribed to the channel, check it. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you think information on our Second Amendment and our individual freedoms are valuable, and you're all about solidarity, and you're all about being an American and loving the way the country was created in the founding documents, then subscribe to this channel down below and I'll keep you in the loop. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day. Take care.